September the 25th, 1991.
You know what? Okay. What do you want to talk about tonight?
What?
What do you want to talk about tonight?
Who's this? Are you the host?
Are you?
Am I?
Yeah.
No, is he the host?
Who?
Who's the host?
Bill.
Huh?
Bill.
What's his name?
Bill No.
Bill Mill?
Bill No.
Bill Mill?
What do you want to talk about?
He was wondering, I'm Rick from Worcester.
What do you want to talk about, Rick?
And he was asking about, talked to you last night, how Holy Cross is going. I guess the guy didn't know.
Okay, we'll keep going.
I
Find
guess
out
I
what's
can
going on.
start off with that and the Red Sox.
What station is it?
WEI?
Okay, hold on.
Really like this. I didn't go after you all that much. There I go. I did it. Rick is with us from Worcester, Massachusetts. WEI. Hi, Rick.
First time caller.
The first time caller.
Don't the horns go off?
Oh, boy. I don't have any horns here.
Oh, no, I didn't. Well, I can use that, what is that? A lot of
You can't use a voice line. Oh,
no, but my wife can. She weighs 350.
Oh, get out of here.
She does, I'm telling you, and I only weigh 90 pounds. And I walk bow-legged. I'm just kidding you. Hey, wasn't you the guy asking about Holy Cross here?
Yeah, I did.
Did you ever find out how they're doing?
No, I don't care. No. I know they won, right? They won a 2-pointer against UMass, right? Is that what they did?
Right. They're 2-0 right now, and they're coming home, homecoming game this Saturday.
Where do they got?
Penn State. Pennsylvania. You know?
Well, they got Harvard in a couple weeks or not? They have Harvard this year?
I think so.
No,
I know they don't play BC anymore.
that's right.
They're afraid to get beaten on. Even though BC can't beat anybody.
Yeah. So what's on your mind, Rick?
What's on my mind? How do you think the Red Sox are going to do? You think they're going to overtake Toronto?
No.
I don't think so either. And I've been waiting 25 years. I think it's time to hang them up.
Well, I think they gave it a good try, and I think the young players really were shining here in the last few weeks of the season. I give them a lot of credit. But it was the young players. I mean, yes, Jack Clark did turn around in the second half of the year and gave a big boost. But for the most part, as far as I can tell, it was the young players that turned this thing around.
Well, I don't see what sense that made. Getting rid of Dewey Evans and then picking up Jack Clark, who's only a half a season ball player.
Well,
at least Dewey could have played first in the outfield.
Well, Dewey's not a good first baseman, I don't think. Don't go away. We're just coming down to 30 minutes past the hour. The Evans thing, I have a feeling that, it's funny, Gary was just bringing that up in negotiations. I think there was a matter of principle involved here with this Evans thing. And, the other thing, Evans, the last couple of years with Boston, did not play the whole year. I don't know what he's doing in Baltimore to play this long into the season, but he never could play the whole year with the Red Sox. Remember that?
Yeah, but when he played first base, he hit better. He had a higher batting average.
Well, they already got, Mo Vaughn and Carlos Quintana at first base.
Well, that's the thing with this Red Sox organization.
No.
They get these young players, right?
No,
and they only bring them up in the middle of the season.
Well, there are a lot of teams like that, and that's the way it's done. I mean, look at the Dodgers. The Dodgers have not had. I read something the other day. A young guy come in or a rookie come in and play for them in a long time. Their whole team is brought up is like free agents and trades. Their whole starting team.
Yeah, but I don't see how the Dodgers first place.
Back around on you the Evans thing. You can't have it both ways, because how could you have had Evans playing first base? What would the fans be saying if you had Evans playing first base and Quintana, who then has a 300 spring or better, and Mo Vaughn? Well, these guys wanted Vaughn even after Quintana had a fine spring.
Well, it proves it, because Dewey Evans haunted him today.
Yeah.
He came to the plate and he walked, and he got the winning run. But the thing with Dewey Evans, he was a year-round hitter. Jack Clark is just a second season hitter.
Well,
what good is that?
Well, it's good in the second half. I mean, I think the problem is he played too much in the first half. I mean, I think they should have.
Yeah, when he struck out a lot.
More in the first half. They should have sat some more in the first half. More people should have sat and rotated in the first half when they weren't hitting well. Well, but other than that, you could have had Evans. You could have had Evans But if the track record was the last 2 years with him that it was his back, I guess, it would keep him out of the lineup quite a bit. And why go with that?
I think the Red Sox organization got sucker written all over them when they signed Darwin, Young, and Clark.
Well,
you're talking about $15 million there.
Yeah. I have no idea about Clark. I really don't know. I mean, he had some bad raps, but on the other hand, as far as just on the field, I wouldn't give him a bad rap this year. I think he had a good second half.
No, I agree with you. I agree he had a good second half. I'm not going to take that away from him. But, we need an all-round hitter year-round. We don't need someone that's just going to, the first half.
Yeah, but that's the way these guys are. I mean, some guys, they crash for a while, and then they crash home runs, and this guy just couldn't do it for a while. He should not have been playing as much in the first part of the season. There should have been more rotation, but as far as Evans, I think Evans was asking for a lot of money too, wasn't he?
Well,
I think Evans.
Yeah, but the guy's been here 20 years. You know?
I know, but I mean, again, he was a part-time player at this point.
Well, that's what Jack Clark is, and he's getting paid full-time.
Well, at least Jack Clark was available for the lineup every day.
Well, I think the only way the Red Sox are going to win a World Series is if they get rid of Mrs. Jockey and all of them, and get a new owner, and that's it. Because I've been waiting 25 years, and I know there's people who've been waiting longer. And I don't know if you believe in that curse, the curse of Fenway.
Curse of the Bambino?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a story behind that, and I don't think it's the curse of the Bambino. I think it's the curse of somebody else. It's a guy by the name of Ben Egan. You got time to hear the story?
Well, I've really got to run for the scores here, but I got to run for the scores. You've been on for a while, but I do appreciate you giving us a call, Rick, and from Worcester, Massachusetts. Rick, a first-time caller from Worcester. We're coming around to 34 minutes past the hour, and from coast to coast, your dial set.
October the 1st, 1991.
They're on in one of our earlier hours here tonight on the Sports Final. And let's go right to the telephones. Rick joins us. He's leading off from Worcester, Massachusetts, WVEI Radio. Hello, Rick.
You got the bad boy Rick here, Bill.
Hi, bad boy.
Hey, my wife's still laughing about the other night.
What happened?
Come on, honey, stop laughing. You're shaking the whole neighborhood. You don't remember my wife weighs 350?
Oh, the heavy wife, yeah.
Yeah, you know how I met my wife?
No.
One evening she was walking down the street. No?
Yeah, that's.
Hey, you had Jim the wrestler on the other night? What's his name?
James from James the wrestling editor, yes.
Yeah, he sounded like he'd been hanging around in too many San Francisco bars.
All right, Rick. That's a tough act to follow. Here's Jason from Westfield, California. My eyes kind of blurring on me here.
October the 2nd, 1991.
We should try them all night. We'll just keep trying them every 5 minutes we'll try them. Let's talk to Rick from Worcester, Massachusetts, WVEI Radio. Hi, Rick.
This is bad boy Rick.
Hi, Rick.
What's up?
I don't know, Rick.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Holy Cross. 45-0 over Penn.
Yeah?
Last Sunday, you was asking about them.
Yeah?
They're playing Harvard this Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hey, what was the answer to your 5-part question last week?
Tyson.
Tyson?
Yeah.
No, about St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't Tyson.
About 7 walks?
Oh, 7 walks?
Yeah.
I forgot who it was.
That wasn't like Van Zandt, was it?
No, it was someone really obscure.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, let me clear up something last week that I said about Dewey Evans. I meant him as a DH.
Yeah, let's clear it up.
Yeah, I meant him as DH, not as first baseman.
What are you talking about, Rick?
Last week when I talked to you.
What did you talk about?
Dewey Evans is instead of Jack Clark.
Yeah?
And I thought he should have been the DH instead of Jack Clark.
Oh, I see.
You know?
And what are you saying now?
I'm saying that's what I meant last week when I was talking about it. Him as DH, not as a first baseman.
Oh, okay.
All right? But the Red Sox got haunted yesterday.
They got what?
Next teammate. They got haunted.
Oh, you mean Steve Crawford?
Frank Tanana.
Oh, okay.
You know? Well, let me say this. The Red Sox history of screwing over players, right, didn't begin with Babe Ruth, as I stated last week when we were talking.
Jeez.
But that guy about the curse?
Oh, yeah, right, the curse.
It started in 1914 with Ben Egan. You want to hear the story?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't want to.
It's a short story.
All right. Does it rhyme at all?
No, it's a true story.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, July 8, 1914, right? Babe Ruth, Ernie Shore, and Ben Egan were purchased from Baltimore, the International League, for $8 grand, by Joe Lannon, the then owner of the Red Sox. So when Baltimore was selling these guys to Lannon, the owner, who was in financial problems, he says, I'll give you Ben Egan, he's a catcher. And Joe Lannon says, well, I don't need a catcher, I already got 3. He says, I'll throw in Egan to ride the train with Ruth and Shore, right? To make sure they don't jump off the train and go on a wild spree. All right?
Yeah.
So as soon as Egan got to Boston with them, the Red Sox owner, Joe Lannon, sent them right to Cleveland. So if it's anybody that's haunting Fenway Park, it's this guy Ben Egan, because they robbed him of 3 world championships. This guy played with the greats.
Yeah.
And as soon as he got to Boston, they sent him packing.
Yeah.
Geez,
I'm glad folks stayed up tonight to hear that story.
Why not? I think that's a great story.
Yeah.
And then Joe Lannon sold the Red Sox in 1916 to the infamous Harry Frazee.
I'm having chest pain.
Hey.
What?
Harry Frazee?
Yeah. Frazee. Harry Frazee.
Harry Frazee?
Yeah.
So Joe Lannon sold the Red Sox in 1916 to Harry Frazee.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
You don't think that's a great story? They robbed this guy, Ben Egan, of 3 world championships, 15, 16, 18.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah?
Did you know Ruth played for 3 managers while he was in Boston?
No, I didn't know that.
Sure. Bill Carrigan, 1913, 1916. Jack Barry, 1917. And Ed Barrow, 1918 and 1920.
Geez, is Worcester as interesting as you are?
Yeah. I got some good stuff here. You got to listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
Do you know where the first World Series was won?
Where was it won?
Yeah.
I don't know.
1884, Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh.
Right? You know where the first perfect game was played?
No.
No, that one.
No, I don't know that.
Right here in Worcester.
Oh, in
June
Worcester?
12, 1880. Want to hear this?
Yeah.
John Lee Richmond pitches a perfect game, 1-0 over Cleveland. Listen to this interesting part.
Oh, okay.
Right fielder Lon Knight saved the no-hitter by throwing out a batter at first base. 700 people attended.
700?
Yeah. But previously, June 2nd, 1879, John Lee Richmond, Brown University star, made his pro debut with the Worcester Ruby Legs by no-hitting Chicago in a 7-inning game.
Wait a minute, the Ruby Legs?
That's what we were called, the Worcester Ruby Legs.
What kind of guys were those?
I don't know.
Let themselves be called Ruby Legs.
You're probably on the other side of the fence.
Jeez, I guess so.
So how do you like that one?
You're fascinating.
Huh? Ain't I?
Yeah, you are.
Hey, how about this? Listen to this. Them guys think they get off the hook. They get off the hook easy with these drug violations and stuff and baseball and stuff. April 28th, 1880. Boston catcher Lou Brown shows up drunk at an exhibition game and is suspended for the season. You believe it?
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Yeah, well, stay down.
All right. Well, Rick, thanks for joining us. Rick from Worcester, Massachusetts. So we're off and flying here tonight on the program.
October 3rd, 1991.
Mike has nabbed 2 rounds of sports final trivia. Nice going, Jason. Put up a real fight. Rick is with us from Worcester, Massachusetts, SWVEI Radio.
You got Mad Boy Rick here.
Mad Boy Rick.
What's up?
Is it mad or bad?
It's Bad Boy.
What makes you so bad, Rick?
I don't know, I just like the name.
Yeah. What do you do, Rick?
What do I do? I'm a house painter.
Oh.
Why, you need the house painted?
No, I never said that. And if I did, why would I hire you, Rick?
Oh, you get it cheap and a good job.
Oh, yeah?
Plus, I don't drink.
I'm I'm a little suspicious. I didn't even thought you. I didn't. Why would I think you drink,
Well,
Rick?
them house painters got their reputation for drinking.
Do they?
Oh, you know
okay.
that.
I'll pay attention now. I'll take a look and see what kind of. I'll see if they have any other cans with their paint cans.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cruel generalization. We have house painters across the country tuning in now, thinking we got one of our own bad-mouthing us. But I guess it is kind of a leisurely activity.
Well, I'm one of the few.
That don't drink?
Yeah.
What do you do, drugs?
None. Don't touch anything.
All right. Question number 1.
Wait a minute, what about the trivia question?
Oh, the extended trivia question. The season was 1969. Rick, what do you got?
I swear this was the answer, but I'll tell you, it's got to be close. Tommy Davis.
No, Tommy Davis is a good pinch hitter, though. Yes, Tommy Davis.
He went 13 for 28 in 71. For Oakland, he turned around that season.
Yeah, this is 69, though.
Well, it has to be.
Take a listen to this.
I won't say his name.
Hey, why don't you smell the clues and wake up, Rick, huh? Come on.
Well, he 13.
What are you drinking? What have you been drinking, Rick?
13 for 28, that's 452, isn't it?
13 for 28. I don't know. I don't have a calculator here in front of me.
I think you might have got the date wrong.
Rick, do you want to play, or do you want me to knock you off the air for being just plain drunk and belligerent?
Well, I want to answer your hockey question.
Which is what?
What they can do to improve the NHL.
Oh, go ahead, Rick. Don't wait. I can't waste a lot of time with you here, Rick. Get to the point.
Right.
Come on.
I think they should go to maybe a 40 or 15-minute game with no intermissions. You know what I mean? And rotating goalies during the game.
Yeah,
and extending the rosters, and that way it'll make the game last about 2 hours.
Yeah, there's no question that house painters drink. I believe in Al, Rick.
All right, let's play trivia.
All right. What football team or what college would you associate with the Four Horsemen? Mike.
Notre Dame.
Bingo. Notre Dame. What catcher played 19 seasons in the major leagues, then managed both the Indians and White Sox? His first name was Al.
Al Jackson? No.
Say your name. You got to say your name. Bum, 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 bum. Al. There's
Al Rich.
Now, Rick?
Al Hendricks?
No. Mike?
Al Rosie?
No. Al, there's a golfer with the same last name as this guy. Starts with the letter L. Once, twice, gone. Al Lopez. What was Jake LaMotta's life story called?
Rick? Raging Bull.
Raging Bull. Question 3. Two brothers finished 1 and 2 in batting in the National League in 1966. Who were they?
The Wayner brothers.
Who's that, Mike?
Yeah.
No. Rick? Wait a minute. 30 minutes past the hour.
Hazel?
The who?
The Hazel brothers?
No. Any other guesses? The brothers.
The Alou brothers.
Mike, yeah, the Alou brothers. What are their names?
Matty and Felipe.
Right, Matty and Felipe. Matty, 342 for Pittsburgh. Felipe, 327 for Atlanta. Not too bad, huh?
I wasn't far off.
Yeah. No, you weren't, but you weren't right there. Question number 4. What baseball team became the Texas Rangers?
Mike.
Mike?
No, I don't know.
Oh, Rick?
Washington Senators?
The who?
Washington Senators?
Yes, Washington Senators, yes. We're tied at 2. Okay.
Ovation.
What's that?
I got a standing ovation.
Yeah, you sure did. Question 5, here it comes. What baseball player had the nickname Big Train? Mike?
Walter Johnson.
Walter Big Train Johnson. Nice job, Mr. Mike. Mike has won 3 rounds of trivia, and it's time to welcome Ed from Lowville, Ohio, WBBW.
October the 7th, 1991.
It should be. Okay, thanks a lot, Tom. Tommy calling from Texas. Rick, you're in Worcester, Mass. tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got bad boy Rick here.
Go ahead.
Who I like in the American League for MVP? Cal Ripken. Right?
I agree.
I think was made in that division, if you look.
Everybody was 500 or above.
Right. And comeback player of the year, everybody's forgetting for the Red Sox, Joe Heskett.
Well, that was what was just recommended. And what was his final record?
He was, let me see. Joe Heskett was 12-4 with a 3.29 ERA. Not bad, huh?
Not bad. You're right.
And this ain't Thomas's first year, is it?
No.
No, who's up for Rookie of the Year?
Knobloch.
Knobloch
and also Juan Guzman at Toronto.
Oh, yeah, we gotta give it to Guzman. I gotta give it to Guzman. You know? Juan Guzman of Toronto, right?
Right.
October the 7th, 1991.
Sports Final Talk, 1-800-487-7267. Rick is here from Worcester. Hi, Rick.
Hey, bad boy, Rick, yeah.
Hey, Rick.
You know Toronto and...
Rick, how many times have you called this week?
First time. The first day of the
All right, quickly, go ahead, Rick.
You know Toronto and Atlanta meets in the World Series. It'll be the first time the North and South team meets in the World Series.
North and South.
October the 8th, 1991.
Well, I'm just telling you what I think. 617-242-WEEI or toll free 1-800-989-WEEI. Rick in Worcester, you're next on Sports Radio.
Yeah, you got bad boy Rick here.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, I just want to let the Red Sox know, after 25 years of being a fan, I won't be back next year.
I'm sure you're breaking their heart. They put $2.4 million in there. Do you think they're going to know if you're gone?
Yeah, they'll know if I'm gone, because the seat will be empty.
It won't be empty, though. That's the problem in this town.
Hey, what do you think about interleague games in baseball?
You'll never see it.
Never?
No way. It's not worth it to them financially to do it.
No. Hey, do you know if Toronto and Atlanta meets in the World Series, that'll be the first time a team from the North and a team from the South will meet.
Well, that's not true.
It's very
I mean, you don't consider...
Toronto up north and Atlanta down south.
You don't consider, like, St. Louis from the South or...
No, but a team from the North has never been in a World Series.
You mean from Canada?
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. That's certainly true.
October the 8th, 1991.
He could have had some more time. I'm a woman, and he said it, and he could have had more time.
Let's go to Rick. Hey, Rick.
Yeah, bad boy Rick from
Bad
Worcester.
boy Rick.
Bad boy Rick from
I got
Worcester.
4 predictions on the press conference.
Have you made predictions before ever in your life, Rick?
Yeah.
Were they successful?
50-50.
So we have a
So
50-50
2 out of 4
shot
of
at
these, which could be good.
All right, we'll start off with, they realized they lost the division.
That's good, yeah.
All right. How about Lou Gorman is going on tour this winter with Richard Simmons?
Yeah, that's a possibility, sure. I like it.
How about they found the 73-year-old curse?
Good.
Okay.
And
Got a
Danny
large
Darwin
bee in the
and Matt Young.
background
Excuse me?
Got a
No,
large bee in the background there, Rick. A lot of
he's
buzzing.
got a little buzzing. I would assume it's on our end, not
Could be all
like
of
that.
Worcester. Worcester could be under attack right now.
Yeah.
The town is
And what
about.
was the fourth one, Rick?
Danny Darwin and Matt Young are imposters.
That's good.
Hey, do you
It's
know how
like
long?
Letterman's, top 10 reasons why we're having a major press conference. You could do that, You could write his whole shtick for him.
Like David Letterman.
That's what I'm saying.
Rick,
You're not listening to me, are you? Were you listening to me?
Rick offended me when he was knocking Sweating to the oldies.
Hey, do you know how many years old Mrs. Yawkey owned the Red Sox?
How many years?
Yeah.
No, how many years?
58. That's frustrating.
No wonder maybe she's had it. With all of us, I think it's about 58 years where we all start to get a little frustrated with things.
Trivia, prediction, and the attack of the bees all in one phone call. All right, Rick, we're going on to Peter.
Rick had a personality.
October the 9th, 1991.
It's on Sports Radio, WEEI. Thanks, Lynn. Okay, back to the phones. Rick, you're next on the Glenn and Janet Show.
Bad boy Rick.
Uh-oh. Bad boy Rick. We remember you.
Hey,
Hey,
I mentioned Jean Yawkey yesterday.
what'd you say about her? Help us. We had a lot, we have a lot of calls in a given show.
I said 58 years. You agreed. Who said we didn't mention Jean Yawkey yesterday?
Ah.
right?
Yes. We said she was frustrated with the whole thing. I remember.
Hey, I thought they were going to hire new manager.
They should.
That's a general.
You know that's my vote. You get my vote.
Like that.
Or maybe George Scott.
Yeah. Dr. George Scott.
Dr. George Scott. Hey, is Butch Hobson a member of the Hair Club for Men?
Oh!
What are you coming out with these one-liners?
Huh? Well, you know, I gave you 4 predictions yesterday, but I didn't want to give you the other 6 because I didn't want to scare everybody. But are you ready for them?
Yeah, we're ready.
Quick,
Do them quickly.
Yeah, we have important things to do, like the weather.
Late one night, the security guard in Fenway Park heard a voice. The green monster had eyes and said, "I bought a son Herman. If he comes, they will win." During the last 20 games, they weren't really drinking Gatorade. It was Boone's Farm apple wine. How about they signed the Grateful Dead to play the outfield next year?
Not a bad idea.
How about they going back to their old name, the Boston Bean Eaters?
Jenny, want coffee or something?
Renee's getting us a pizza. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you still with us?
Yes.
Oh.
2 more.
Okay, Rick.
The Fenway Park is really the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And last, we shouldn't forget. Are you ready?
Yes.
Forget about next year. It won't be for another 73.
It was the last game of the 1991 baseball season, and I happened to turn on the TV and noticed that the Atlanta Braves were playing the Houston Astros. Well, in the pre-show before the game started, the Atlanta Braves had this announcer, Pete Jan there. I'm telling you, when I seen this guy's head was so big, it was as wide as a TV screen. I was saying to myself, do they make toupees this big? You know? I mean, not only that, he had these little wireframe glasses with his head so big like that, it made him look like Timothy Turtle. How many 20-game winners do you think there were in 1981? Time's up. None. Because it was a short season because of the strike. Because you know Babe Ruth had 60 home runs in 151 games in the 1927 season? And that there was 154 games in that season. And he had 3 more games left to possibly hit 61 or 62 or 63 if he wanted to. But in the last 3 games, he didn't hit any. And so his record would go on to be broken in 1961 by Roger Maris, that still stands today with 61 home runs in a season by a baseball player. So Babe Ruth had 3 games and enough ample time to make a record that probably would have still stand today. How many years do you think Connie Mack managed the Philadelphia A's? Time's up again. 50 years. Unbelievable. 1901 to 1950. On June 2nd, 1880, Buffalo fined first baseman Oscar Walker $50 for breaking his temperance pledge. In other words, in today's game, that would be like the player swearing at the umpire. You know where the first night game was played? On September the 1st, 1880, the first night baseball was attempted in Nantasket Beach, Massachusetts, between teams from 2 department stores, Jordan Marsh and R.H. White. The Boston Post reports the next day that a clear, pure, bright light was produced, very strong and yet very pleasant to the sight, by the 12 carbon arc electric lamp. The game ended in a 16-16 tie. You know who the first women were in baseball? July 4th, 1879. A holiday crowd of more than 5,000 turns out in Philadelphia to see a widely advertised game between 2 women teams, the New York Blue Stockings and the Philadelphia Red Stockings. The teams connected with varsity theaters are playing for the championship of the U.S. The Blue Stockings win 36-24, and a loosely played game cut short when the unruly crowd gets out of control. You know who the first black was in baseball? On May 1st, 1884,
Moses Fleetwood Walker is the first black to play in a major league for Toledo. Toledo was in the American Association. He would then be joined by his brother Welday in July of 1884. Moses Fleetwood Walker's career was over after 42 games because of injuries. No black players would be allowed into the major leagues for 63 years, until April 15, 1947, when the great Jackie Robinson made his debut with the Los Angeles Dodgers. You know where the real first World Series was played and won by? It was won by Providence of the National League, and they won it three games to none over the New York Mets of the American Association. The Providence, whose name were the Providence Rays, won the game in Providence, Massachusetts in 1884. In the season for Providence, Old Hoss Radburn went 16-12 that season, and also won the 3 games that led them to the first World Series. Now I want to share with you some names that I found that are very unusual in baseball. So I will read the list. Peekaboo Beach, Doc Cybold, Dummy Hoy, Popsy Hotshell, Piano Leg Hickman, Bunk Congleton. We even had a couple of Elmers, Elmer Flick and Elmer Riddle. You heard of Suburban, right? We had a couple of Urban Faber and Urban Shocker. How about Elwood English? What are the odds of two players in baseball having the same unusual first name? There was a guy named Simmons and a guy named Travers. Both first names were Aloysius, Aloysius. How about Germany Schaefer? Hobie Ferris, Stucky McGinnis, Bertie Cruz, Lee Goose, King Bodie, Baby Doll Jacobson, Heine Manusse. I'll have a Heine Manusse. Hey, is anybody doing the Heine Manusse? Ollie Clee, Nap Closer. Oh, this has got to be the best one out of all of them. Razor Shine, Punky Hines. How about some Reds? Red Ross, Red Wolfgang, Red Ruffing, Red Chambers, Red Crest. Too bad there wasn't a G in front of his last name. It'd be Red Death. How about some animals? Mulehouse, Goose Goslin, Goose Gossett, Moose Solters. How about Moose Hop? Hob Hiller. Too bad his initials weren't MK. It'd be Mob Killer. Gazmeek, Dutch Neil. I'll have the Dutch Neil. Epilepsy. Too bad his last name was Dermatus. It would be Epidermis. Ad Swigler. High West. August Cross. Spears Wood. Zip Zabel. Adrian Zabala. Otto Heck, Butch Nicola, Gabby Street, Sally Hemus, Kuwait Sewell, Julie Womack, Remy Kremer, Zeke Benora, Sally Wetzel, Schoolboy Rowe, Virgil Truck, Happy Self, Tilly Walker, Joe Judge. Who are you, Joe Judge? Chris Hargrave, Tim Kelly, Max Macon, Long John Riley, Cannonball Pitcom. And how about some Indians? Chief Zimmer, Chief Bender, Chief Yellowheart, Chief Youngblood. How about some Single Man, Winkleman, Zay, Z-A-Y, Zay. Jewel N, No Matt Williams, Hugo Bezek, Doc Farquhar, Abner Dalrymple, Carson Digby, Dependable Eddie Duke, Milo Amaro, Wally Wilmot, Cookie Lavaghetto, Hilda Jones, Bill McGill, Travis Neal, Mark Lemongello, Carlton Pippin, and Darrell Herzog. How about some royalty? Imagine this guy coming to play. Now coming to the plate. The Honorable Irving B. Hadley. The Honorable W. Benjamin Chapman. The Honorable J. Gowan Stahl. The Honorable E. Mayo Smith. The Honorable J. Luther Sewell. The Honorable G. Harris White. Here is a four-part baseball question for you. He has a career of 405 at-bats. He played for 3 teams in 4 years. He played with many greats. He has 2 World Series rings to show for it. Who is he? Think, come on, you know who it is. Think. Think hard. Time's up. The answer is Pat Bork from Worcester, Massachusetts. In his career, he had 405 at-bats, and he played for 3 teams in 4 years. The 3 teams were from 1971 to 1972, and in part of 73, he played for the Chicago Cubs. He played with such greats as Ernie Banks, Billy Williams, and Joe Pepitone, until, in the middle of the 73 season, he was traded to the Oakland Athletics and played there until the middle of 1974, where he would play with such greats as Reggie Jackson and company. And we all know who was on them 3 championship teams in 72, 73, and 74, when the Oakland Athletics won the World Series 3 years in a row. And then in the middle of 74, he was traded to the Minnesota Twins, where he would play with such greats as Rod Carew, Armin Killebrew, and many more. So Pat Bork
drawing 2 World Series rings from joining the Oakland Athletics in 1973 and in 1974.
September the 7th, 1992.
755-0058. Let's go back to the phone lines and talk to Rich. And Rich, you're next on WTAG. Happy Labor Day to you.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing
My
today?
comments on Canseco. I feel the real reason why Oakland got rid of him is because he never hit in the playoffs. And that if Canseco ever came to Boston, he'd do what every other power hitter that came to Boston do. Lose his power.
What do you think? Yeah, let me ask you something else. What do you think about this theory that the 600 Club and the change of the design of Fenway Park has to do with all these power hitters suddenly going to
Talking about the wind at the top being
Right.
what? I don't believe it.
I think it's a lot of bunk.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Hey, Rich, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You talk about they traded Canseco for what he did in the playoffs in the World Series, right?
Right.
You a Red Sox fan?
Yeah.
What has Roger Clemens done in the playoffs in the World Series?
He brought power. He brought power as a pitcher.
No, I said, what has he done?
He's done great as far as I go. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I know
He's won one playoff game where he was taken out of the game. He hasn't won another playoff game or World Series game. Did you know that?
well, he is a power pitcher and he will keep you in a game, that's for sure.
But Canseco
That's more than what
the game in
Canseco
the
would
past.
do. Huh?
Yeah, but what he's saying is Canseco has not been a productive player in the clutch in the postseason. No, is that what you're telling me, Rich?
Right, but Clemens will go up there and he'll throw you 5 or 6 innings and keep you in the game, and that's what's important.
Is that right?
Right.
I just think again that I wonder if the guy's healthy. Number one, and number two, he seems to be a moody guy. Maybe not exactly like Ricky Henderson, but the guy's got an ego about a country mile wide. And if somebody else seems to do well, it almost seems like he doesn't exactly say it, but he almost is disappointed that he's not in the limelight.
You hit a good point on his ego. I think they've tried to take him off his ego and make him feel that, his feet should be back on the ground.
Listen, Rich, I agree with you. But if it's on an ego trip, send him down to Boston.
No,
You got a
you don't need him in Boston.
You got a guy playing third base that's on the biggest ego trip of anybody in
September the 14th, 1992, WTAG Sports Show.
550058, 629 here in WTAG. We're going to be with you until 7 o'clock. Lindsay Dean along with Nick Manzello and the Monday night edition of It's Your Call on Sports and Open Lines. And let's go back to the phone lines right now and talk to Rich, who's been holding on. Rich, you're on WTAG. How are you?
Hey, you got Richard S. Pinto here. Hi, Lindsay and
Good.
Nick.
How you doing, Rich?
Hey, I think you guys are jumping the gun a little bit about the Patriots.
Oh, we hope not. Listen, especially, I'm a very close friend of Dick McPherson. I hope you're right.
They only lost 14-0, and even though the Rams got killed last week, they had to come back with something.
Yeah.
I know, but I just think that they have got some serious problems with that offensive line, and they've got to straighten some things out in a short amount of time. And you can't play with three wide receivers. They're going to have to get a fourth wide receiver, plain and simple. And if you want to be competitive at this level, you've got to take care of things like that.
Well, Varys is holding out, right?
That's not helping them either.
No.
So you kind of wonder. You have to look at the front office with the Varys situation. It's $25 or even if it's $50,000. That's not a lot of money in the National Football League at their salary scale. And you wonder why they can't include that in incentives somehow and get him back in. He's an experienced guy. He's the player union representative. All the other players on the team respect him. He's a real leader and a very intelligent guy and an intelligent player, and that means a lot. So
we had Varys on our radio show last year, and he's a class guy besides.
So, it's just, no, we're not writing them off, but I'm just disappointed because, like I said before, Rich, nobody said that this was going to be a really good football team, but I expected them to be competitive against a team like the Rams, and they weren't competitive yesterday in any fashion.
Hey, before I go, the big upset yesterday, my Houston Oilers came back over the Colts. I'm surprised they beat the Colts.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich, we appreciate it, and you're heading to the game Saturday.
October the 19th, 1992, WTAG Sports.
Listen, we've got a phone call. Let's take it right now before we go to break. And it's from Rich from Worcester. Rich?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Sorry, thanks
Rich
for waiting.
Pinto here, Lindsay, and Nick.
Yeah, how you doing, Rich?
Hey, it's apparent the Patriots need a quarterback. What do you think?
I think that's, I don't think that's the...
I think that might be the stop, but I'm not, I don't know.
I don't think that should be the starting place. I think that a healthy Hugh Millen with a complement of adequate players on the offensive line and more than one wide receiver could lead this team to a reasonable finish. Now, I'm not saying that Hugh Millen is the quarterback to take him to the Super Bowl.
But I don't think he should have been playing hurt like they said last week with his separated shoulder.
Well, the thing is, you're going to ask a guy like that who's competitive how he feels, and if he says he feels fine and it's not his throwing shoulder, then how can you tell?
Yeah, Rich. Lindsay and I had Millen on at one of our shows on the radio, and he was just a great guy, and and I think he's the type of a guy that wants to gets a good buck, and he wants to earn it.
Let's be realistic. A guy's a good guy. A guy's a dedicated player, but if he's hurt, he shouldn't be in there. Billy Buckner shouldn't have been in at first base.
Well,
in that World Series game.
Do you think the quarterback is the number one problem with this team?
I think it's probably I think you need a quarterback that's going to scramble and run out of the pocket.
But you know something? You can scramble you can only make so much success out of scrambling. Even Fran Tarkenton, if you want to call him the greatest scrambling quarterback of all time, he had limited success when he was in that situation, scrambling. He threw a lot of touchdowns, but he also threw a lot of touchdowns on regular plays.
Well, I'm not giving up on the Patriots yet, but I'm just saying time we go out when we get a quarterback. We haven't had a good, stable quarterback in years.
I think there are. I think their defensive secondary is in dire need. Their offensive line is still the number one priority. They cannot run the football. They had 18 yards rushing, and until you can run the football with some degree of confidence, some consistency, I don't care who you are at quarterback, you're not going to be able to throw the ball because they're going to be playing it all the time.
Rich.
Yeah.
Now remember to say it. You're going to call back next Monday, and Nick says that he picked the Patriots to beat the Browns.
Where are they? At Cleveland?
Here, Foxborough.
They're at New England?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well,
It'll be close, though. Hey, that Cabrera must feel like $1 million for winning the pennant, huh?
Him and Ed Sprague.
Huh?
Ed Sprague feels pretty good today.
Oh, but you can't beat that base hit that he got.
No,
It was do or die, and he came through, and the guy must feel like $1 million.
He was the only guy left on the bench. And nobody put ice water on him after the game.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich, we appreciate the call.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Right.
Okay. You know what? What? That should be the President Congress all wrapped in one. You know what I would do to eliminate the deficit? I'd make sure every family had a money-making machine. Everybody would buy houses and pay cash. We'd eliminate mortgage companies. Everybody would buy new cars and pay cash. We'd eliminate bank loans. Everybody would buy all kinds of merchandise and pay cash. We'd eliminate shoplifting. The construction, real estate, gasoline, automobile markets would boom. And all the manufacturing jobs this would create for foreign countries. Americans wouldn't have to work and complain about their jobs being stolen. They can just sit back and pay those foreigners to do the work. We'd eliminate crime 100% because criminals wouldn't have to steal. Nobody would complain about paying taxes and our government stealing it. My economic tactic would make the economy bloom. As for my social plan, with our modern technology today, we could really enforce the elimination of alcohol. That's right, prohibition again. I'd eliminate bars and package stores. I'd eliminate movies, television, and radio of its criminal and sexual intent. Bring back the signal bells. I'd eliminate all the pornography materials. I'd eliminate those 1-900 numbers. Bring back the CB radio. I'd eliminate those infomercials. I'd eliminate all that junk mail. Bring back those neon signs. I'd eliminate the media. I'd eliminate those striptease joints and X-rated theaters. Bring back the encyclopedia. I'd eliminate every video game. I'd eliminate every street gang. Bring back those bowling alleys and soda shops. I'd eliminate those fax machines. I'd eliminate every cable service. Bring back those rabbit ears. I'd eliminate all tobaccos. I'd eliminate every kind of weapon. Bring back those neighborhoods. I'd eliminate every mall. I'd eliminate buildings that are tall. Bring back those street stores. Yeah, my social plan would make society bloom. Everybody should go to school. And education is important, especially if you become a lawyer. It's a good way to become a legal crook and avoid jail. Ask our politicians and police who aren't far behind us. I like payphones. I like the ones you can call from your home. I call and I wait for someone to answer. And when they do, I say, please deposit 25 cents for the last 5 minutes. And the idiot does. Have you ever wondered if a dream was dreaming of you instead of you having a dream? How about those 1-cent stamps? I'm sick of them. I wish the government would get rid of them. I mean, look at that. I have to buy long white envelopes to stick 29 of those 1-cent stamps on it. My envelope looks like a traveling suitcase. Like one of those football helmets college tackle players wear. I can't trade them in. They're as valuable as a penny. You like Monday Night Football? I love it. Those announcers bore me. So you know what I do? I mute the TV and listen to Jack Buck and Hank Stram on the radio. They're the greatest. That's Jack Buck. Hank Stram and Jack Buck here. First and 10 on the 45 of the Rams. Herb Pankey's left tackle. Jackie Slater's the right. Duell Love's on the front line. Henry Oates in the backfield. Jim Everett in the pocket. Back to pass. Little swing. Over to Henry Oates. He's up to the 45. Up to the 50. 45. 40. 35. Tackle down at the 32-yard line in 49 territory. First down Rams. That's who does that. And all the front line jumps, and all the front line turns, and all the front line runs. You had to walk in the marathon right. Guess who's coming to the plate? That's right, number 1, Red White. It's the Pinto Silver and his Wonderboy.
When did I ever say that?
Yesterday morning, at about this time.
I can't. Wait a minute. Wait, can you hold 1 second?
Well, it's neither here
Somebody
nor
wants
there.
to talk to you. All right, you're so popular.
It's neither here nor there.
All right, hold on. Hank. Put Hank on. Hank, good morning to you, Hank. Welcome to the Upton Bell Show with the Commander.
What's Ross Perot's favorite word?
Giant sucking sound.
No.
What?
That's simple.
That's simple.
But it wasn't so simple last night, was it?
It wasn't, Hank. You're right. That's why I'm glad I was with the president.
Yeah, let's look at who passed it.
It was simple. It passed.
The Democrats didn't pass it, though.
The Republicans.
The Republicans. So what's up with that?
Nothing. We're all for it.
I know, but 3/5 of the Democrats out of the 250 didn't pass it. Does that make any sense?
Well, it was George Bush that initially put this thing up, you know.
Right. This is the shellacking to President Clinton.
Who's shellacking him?
What? The Republicans.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't make any difference. The
Why are
president...
they...
Yeah.
You're saying that the Republicans voted for this thing because they want to get even with Clinton?
I think so. I think they know it's not going to work. Why would 156 Democrats not vote for it if, you know what I mean? They don't think it was going to work. Only 102 yeas from the Democrats.
What don't you think, Commander?
Yeah, but it's the reason the Democrats in Congress didn't vote for it was because one of their core constituent groups, organized labor, was against it. And the president went out and fought against this base constituency in his own party.
But it doesn't make any sense when the president...
Why doesn't it make any sense?
Because the president is a Democrat and he has his own party not behind him on this.
He's got to win. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
He's got to win. He isn't thinking about anything else, but if he doesn't win, his presidency goes south, right across the border. This president hasn't had his party behind most of this stuff. He's going to have a problem. That's right.
I mean, this vote wasn't, this vote wasn't a strict party line because you had Republicans who voted against it too. In fact, I think there were 43 Republicans who voted against it, including Congressman Blute from here in central Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Right, 102 votes from the Democrats. He needed 218 to pass it, right?
Yeah, and he got 132, I think it was, from the Republicans.
Right. And
yeah.
if he didn't get
and these people that are accusing him of buying votes, I'm sure he didn't buy 132 Republican votes.
No,
he didn't offer them anything. He voted for it on they voted for it on what they thought were the merits of the deal.
Well, it would have never passed if he didn't get all them Republican votes.
It never would have passed if George Bush was president, because all the Democrats would have voted against it then.
So there it is. Clinton has done his job.
Upton.
Yes.
Let us not forget that one independent vote.
Who's that?
Who went nay?
Which one?
That's the socialist from Vermont.
Oh, from Vermont. Yeah. Well,
that's the socialist from Vermont voted against it.
They're going to take him out to Burlington to the square and shoot him this afternoon. We're having an execution on Lake Champlain.
All right, gentlemen. Well, now it's off to the Senate.
That's right. And by the way, we'll have the early...
it's a lock in the Senate. It's done in the Senate. There's already in excess of 51 senators who said they're going to vote for it.
Well,
it's a done deal there.
They'll be singing Via con Dios very, very shortly. It's done.
Well, them ones that voted it in better go hiding next election day.
All right, well, we're going to find out. See, I think Labor has lost the power. And we're going to find out how much power Labor has in Pee-wee after this, because they say that they're going to go out and get the people who voted for it. Let's see if that's true, okay, Hank?
Yep. Have a good one, you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see.
All right, well, what do you mean?